Welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, NFTs, play to earn, DeFi, and price. And today, guys, I'm going to be going over the differences between zGND and xGND, two staking tokens within the GND ecosystem that are both making great yields. And let's get into the comparisons here. So zGND was just launched this week, and it is basically a staking derivative of liquid GND. However, there is no vesting period. In order to change it back into liquid GND and sell it on the market, you will need to actually sell it on the market, believe it or not. So you can sell zGND back to GND through the protocol liquidity. And it's only protocol-owned liquidity as of right now. xGND being a locked token that you do need to vest for if you want one-to-one recovery of that xGND value back into GND. You do have to vest for 200 days. 50% APR currently on that. The yielding power of zGND will be half that of xGND, so eventually the APRs should be at about half. So what we're seeing right now is a little bit higher in the zGND pool because there's not many stakers in there, but as we accrue more stakers from the GND liquid supply staking zGND, we should see the APR going down to about half of what we see currently in the xGND pool, and that will be dynamically managed by the team, so we will see how that all works out in the future. But right now, we actually have some massive APRs on the zGND side. Current base APR is at 140%. So if you're holding liquid GND right now, I do recommend getting into that pool. Now, not financial advice, do your own research, guys, but swap fees on this is minimal, and the pair is actually trading near 1-to-1. In fact, let's go to the liquidity zGND pool and see what we have as far as a price here. It looks like the price of zGND is actually right at parity, I think, to GND. Let's go to the switch to price of GND. So yeah, we're right at 0.99% of, which is pretty great. I do think we'll probably see a fluctuation in that area, maybe down. I mean, we started at lower at 0.085, and now we're up to almost 1-to-1. Just under 1-to-1. Current price value of GND per zGND is close to parity, or peg, if you will. zGND should have a similar value to GND, but you do have to trade through the protocol-owned liquidity, which means that the protocol is making fees on the trades here and generating more revenue and through Uniswap v3. So let's get into more of the comparisons here. I want to point out some things. Similarities include the following. Both can be held. Now, this is xGND versus GND again, not GND versus zGND. Both can be held to earn outstanding real yield of ETH with various options of APR. Both allow holders access to our upcoming launch pads, which is really cool. Both zGND and xGND will be give you allocations for the next priority sale over at GMD. So that'll be cool on the launch pad. Yet to be determined if xGND is going to be higher allocation. Probably will be if it's anything like GMD and ESGMD over at the launch pad. Those get higher allocations and sooner times actually than in the priority sale time frame than xGND does. So I assume xGND and zGND holders or stakers will have the a similar time frame, but different allocations based on what token they hold. Both can be freely acquired by locking your GND with the 1-to-1 ratio, and that is true on this on the lock page. Let's go over to the protocol again here. If you go to the Vest and Lock tab, you can connect your wallet first. I'm using Rabby Wallet. You can lock GND here, or you can go to the zGND page and convert GND into zGND. Now, through the fundamental differences between zGND and xGND, conversion, acquisition, process, xGND can be redeemed back to GND with a ratio of 1.5 to 1 if you want to do a 20-day vest period, or a 1 to 1 if you do a 200-day vest period. zGND cannot be redeemed directly. There's no vesting of a zGND, but you can trade in the LP pairs. So GND Farm does give a liquidity to Uniswap v3, and you'll be able to swap GND for zGND LP pairs in the protocol owned liquidity there. Both zGND and xGND are sharing the same pool of protocol fees. However, less of the protocol fees will be going into the pool for zGND stakers. So eventually there will be less APR for zGND. So eventually zGND APR should be about half of what the APR is in the xGND pool, based on the same amount of stakers. Liquidity is why we made the zGND token available. We had a lot of GND holders that wanted to take part in the staking and real yield reward of the ETH protocol fees. So xGND holders need to vest. Now they will get the majority of that ETH. Obviously, the difference in liquidity is that you have to vest xGND for up to 200 days if you want to get back 1 to 1. You can use the OTC machine mechanism inside of the protocol to get 40% of your xGND back into GND immediately, or you can do a 20-day vest and get it back at a 0.5 to 1 ratio as well. And zGND being market driven, the exchange there, we will see the price fluctuate. We expect to see the price fluctuate from a 1 to 1 ratio all the way down to a 0.8 to 1 ratio based on market trading. LP farming xGND cannot be used to provide liquidity on GND farm to earn extra fees. However, zGND can be used to provide liquidity through GND and zGND LPs, which is a cool use case for the zGND token, since we are making it a redeemable through LPs. You can create an LP from zGND and GND in the protocol to earn fees. And actually, let's go over to the farm and see what that APR is actually currently at. It's currently at 158%, and it's making that in GND and xGND rewards. So if you are in the pool here, you are making liquid GND and locked xGND in rewards at 158% total between the two tokens there. So once APRs drop on the zGND staking pool to about 25%, or half that of the xGND pool, some zGND holders may want to start LPing and getting that APR in return, and that could be really great for those holders to get continued rewards as an LP provider. Now, as far as voting power goes, guys, xGND has voting power in the LPs, where zGND does not have voting power for the LPs. And the target investor, like I mentioned before, xGND is suitable for long-term investors who completely have their vision set on GND protocol's longevity, whereas zGND is suitable for investors who desire more flexibility. That wraps up the video for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. You can also ask me questions on Discord and on Twitter at All Things ETH. In both of those places, guys, feel free to reach out to me. I am one of the mods for the GND and GMD protocols, so I have a lot of information and experience with these protocols. For full transparency, guys, I do get paid by this protocol in xGND. So though my tokens are locked up for 200 days, I am making some of those protocol fees through the staking mechanism. So thank you so much for watching, and God bless.